Consumers want to know the facts about the products they buy, but America's agricultural landscape is not easy to navigate. Between different companies, scientific advancement, government regulations, advertisement campaigns, and an unhealthy amount of myth and misconception, anyone would be hard-pressed to make sense of it. That's where Real Ag comes in. From the producers who make your food, to the store where you buy the final product, and everything in between. This is Real Ag. Now, here's your host, Kyle Bauer.
Alternative agriculture designates farming practices that avoid or minimize the use of inputs such as fertilizer, pesticides, and herbicides. Farming systems that produce an abundance of safe and nutritious food or products can be sustainable and profitable. Many farmers and producers are looking for alternative crops and enterprises to supplement their income. We'll take a look at a couple of these enterprises from the small farm on this episode of Real Ag.
Production of Real Ag is made possible in part by an underwriting grant from
the Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by farmers.
Describe the product you produce.
The broilers, they are raised out in a chicken tractor. They're out on the ground from about the time they come as small chicks to when they are butchered at about 7 to 8 weeks of age. Our chicken tractors are 8 feet wide, 12 feet long, about 2.5 feet tall, with wheels on each corner so we can pick them up and roll them along every day. We move them to a fresh set of grass. Well, they're still confined for their protection, but they're raised on the grass and the dirt so they can find some bugs, forage in the grass, moved out of their manure every day, and just fresh air. I believe it's a healthier product because they're setting out in the open, out in a kind of a natural thing, and they're not it's better for the chickens for that way, and we don't have to scoop any manure.
What does alternative products in agriculture mean?
It gives, I guess, a different perspective on where your food comes from. It's just a little different being raised this way, I guess.
Are alternative ag products growing in Kansas?
We are seeing more people wanting to know where their food comes from, wanting to see their farmer, who's raising it, where it's being raised. We'll give a tour to a lot of people to let them go see the operation. Well, I think when they see how they're raised, then they know where it's coming from. It probably does change their perspective of some points.
Are your products sourced locally, or where do they come from?
We raise and process all of our own grains right here at our place. The chicks do come out of Iowa from a hatchery up there. They're usually shipped on a Wednesday through the U.S. mail, and we pick them up at the post office Friday morning. We start with 250 to 300 each time we do it, and possibly 2 to 3 times a year. Usually the chicks usually show up on that Friday, and approximately 6 to 7 weeks later, or maybe up to 8, we are butchering those at anywhere between a 4.5 to 5.5 pound carcass. When we receive the chicks they come and we start them right out there, most of the time right on the ground inside of a chicken tractor in a brooder house. It's got lights in it and water and things like that. And they'll stay out there for that time, and then we take them down here to a local plant, Crable Specialty Meat, and have them butchered, and they're all air-cooled, never commingled in water. They just hang in a rack for 24 hours before they're ever shrunk wrap and then frozen. It's a complete non-GMO. We have our whole farm is non-genetically modified, so it's just a conventional farm.
How do you market or sell your product?
Just word of mouth, either that or at farmer's market, just local. I mean, we don't advertise, we don't have a website. It's just been word of mouth. We sell our chickens for $3.50 a pound, and so the price per bird varies on the weight of the chicken. A chick comes in, and depending on the amount of them you buy, it could be anywhere between $1.75 down to $1.25, just depending on how many you get. We have a pastured laying hen operation of approximately 200 birds right now, getting about, here before long when the pullets start laying, we should have over 10, 12 dozen eggs a day. That's a year-round thing. In the fall and winter, they slow down and molt and don't lay as well, because we don't provide them any artificial light or anything like that to continue to lay. So when the days get short, they slow down.
How do non-traditional revenue sources impact your farm's bottom line?
It's a good supplemental operation. I mean, it's not our mainstay by any means, but it sure it helps. Provides us with food. That's where we started, eggs and chickens, and then but it's just supplemental.
How has your operation changed in the last 10 years?
Yeah, we've took a different approach of, instead of feeding so much, we live in a feedlot, so instead of feeding our cattle so much more in a feedlot, we do have them turned out more of a grass-based, more of a grazing operation, just like these chickens graze.
Has this led to other changes in your operation?
Our cost of gain is a lot cheaper, providing a lot less fossil fuels that we need to burn to maintain as far as feeding the cattle and hauling the manure out.
Are there government agencies or policies you have to follow with alternative programs?
We don't have too many regulations. The only real regulation that we got is having a retail or a wholesale meat license to be able to sell meat right here off our farm. But as far as FSA and government things like that, no, there is nothing there. I would like to think that more people will continue to want to grow things like this. We've had a lot of people ask us how we do it. We've built chicken tractors for a lot of other people. I think just for backyard farmers, just having their own laying hens and their own raising their own broilers. It doesn't take any room at all. I mean, a guy can do this in his backyard, front yard. It doesn't take a whole lot of acres. I mean, it's a nice little cheap, easy way to get children involved in agriculture.
Hello, my name is Lois Keller. This is my business partner, Lil Kingsley, and we are co-owners of Star Tree Products, which makes a product called Kansas Play Klay. It is a product that uses 99% Kansas product. It is an alternative product that uses mostly a wheat product. And we have been in business for around 5 years.
Describe the product you produce.
It is a type of toy for a child that's, it's called Kansas Play Klay. It is not a clay product. It is rather like a product you may buy with a different name in big box stores or places like that.
What does alternative products in agriculture mean?
Alternative products are products that are non-traditional products that you normally think of wheat as a food product that would be used in pizza crusts and muffins and cakes and all kinds of many products. And the product we make is not a food product, it is a toy, but we also use a wheat product in it. And that's, alternative products can mean many things, but this is just one of them.
How do you market or sell your product?
We market it in some gift stores. Currently, the location we're sitting in now, we have it here for people to just swing by and pick it up. We have a sign outside, and it's the main sign is her husband's business, which is home steel siding.
Home steel siding and windows.
And windows. And so you can just swing by here. You don't have to filter through 150 or many more other products to find our product. You can just stop in and pick it up. Lil will be here or someone, and you can just be on your way. You don't have to look for it. We market it in a lot of gift stores that are along the interstate. Our Kansas Play Klay is very soft, very malleable, and Lil actually encouraged me to sell this. I began making it, and she saw the product, and her grandchildren loved it, and other people told me, this is so great, you should sell this stuff. And for years I gave it away. My inspiration was my, at the time, 2-year-old granddaughter who liked purple and who liked Play-Doh, except she didn't like the Play-Doh I was purchasing from the big box stores. So I began making it, and about the 201st time I made it, it was something that delighted her, and I thought, well, this is it. I'll make this every day for her, or make enough of it so that she can play with it. And she loved playing with it every day. She liked purple, and she was playing with it one day, and she said, well, since it's purple, she said, why don't you make it smell like grape? So I did that through trial and error, and then it led to other different smelly Kansas Play Klays. It's also, our product is made in a food grade facility with stainless steel equipment. It's a natural product. It doesn't have any preservative in it or anything like that. If a child or pet should put it in their mouth, we suggest you be over 2, and also with adult supervision, like anything like that. But it won't hurt them, or it won't hurt the pet or anything like that.
How has your operation changed in the last 10 years?
We just have added more smells and different kind of marketing. We have a website people can call and order, and we do quite a few orders that way. We do several orders for children that are developmentally challenged, because many times they put things in their mouth, but it is so soft and nice that it's easy for them to work with. It's really soft, and I know the product that you get that you squeeze to develop your muscles is stiffer than this, but this is a good starting out point. We have medium-sized equipment that we can package and ship quite a few cases if the demand is there for wherever, which we have done that. But if we were going to do several thousand, we would need some, and the equipment's out there, but it is kind of expensive. So we haven't invested in that yet. But if we were to grow very large, we would do that. We have made as many as 500 at a time, which we can put out at fairly rapid rate. Or you can make as small as 24. We have some equipment. We can make as many as and get out some fairly large orders, but we would like to advance to some bigger markets.
Are there government agencies or policies you have to follow with alternative programs?
I haven't found any yet. We are licensed in the state of Kansas. We have shipped it as far away as Switzerland. We make a gluten-free product if necessary. That's a pretty nice product. It isn't quite as bright as this, but we do make a gluten-free product on request, and we have shipped that far away. We have shipped to many states, libraries like our product, preschools, some daycares that have older children like our product, just any schools. Since it's not a liquid, it's not volatile, so we haven't found any restrictions that we have come across so far.
And it's not a food.
And it is not a food. It is biodegradable. Another thing that is really nice about it is that if you should let some children play with it and you get some on your shoe or whatever and you get it on a carpet, you just scrape off what you can and then let it dry, and then you can scrape the rest off. I haven't found that it has stained any carpets that I have. And it benefits people by knowing that it's a natural product and it doesn't have anything that is harmful to the environment or to pets or to children.
Are alternative ag products growing in Kansas?
Well, I think a few products in particular that I know about. I do have to tell you that I'm also a spokesperson for Kansas Wheat. So I do many kids' Ag Days programs, and this is one place where I do give this away. And I do talk about it, but I talk about alternative products, and I show them the discardable forks and spoons and golf tees and the little packing pellets. Those all just with water disintegrate in and do not hurt the environment. And those are products that I would like to see utilized more and more, because I think they're a lot better than the styrofoam and those kind of products for our environment.
This has just been a real fun product to explore and expand, and in all honesty, we've been doing a lot of brainstorming about some other directions we can go with it, so we're just really excited about making it something that lots of people just want to have it. I've got a son in Milwaukee who loves it, and he actually has done some consulting with us for some of the marketing. So,
Lil is my graphics artist that designed the logo, the labels, and so many. I couldn't operate without her. She's the artist of it, and she just thinks up great design for our product. We did not do this by the seat of our pants. We went to Dr. Armani at K-State to see and answered a lot of questions to see if it was a viable product that anyone would like to have. We tested it in daycares against the boxed product that you buy. We put the boxed product at one end and our product at the other end, and in a very short time the kids at the box product were down playing with this because of it's so soft, and the kids were delighted to play with this, and they loved that it had a scent to it. And so those are the kind of things we went through. We went through many packages before we found a package that we thought was safe for children, and you can store the product in it so that you don't have to discard it once you play with it. You can play with it again and again. And so we went through we probably went through more than a year of just trying to find a package and just seeing if it would be a sellable product before we ever proceeded on with the project.
For decades, the producer has been practicing methods of good stewardship of the natural systems and resources that farms rely on. Methods such as rotating crops, no-till, and reducing inputs all contribute to supporting productive, profitable farms. By becoming diverse with more products and commodities, the farmer can develop a healthy, safe, and sustainable future. Remember, you can see every program of this series by going to SmokyHillsTV.org. On behalf of the Real Ag crew, I'm Kyle Bauer, and this has been Real Ag.
Production of Real Ag is made possible in part by an underwriting grant from
the Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by farmers.